All right, Steve, I tried to ask you a question last week to start the show, but you weren't here, and then Kevin told me you were dead. So can you assure the public that you are not dead?
Andre, I can assure you and the public that I'm only dead inside.
Okay, that's good enough. So the question I was going to ask you, cilantro, how do you feel about it? I know there's some people who think it tastes like soap. I think those people are lying and they just don't have taste buds. Is cilantro good? Why in?
Cilantro's good. It doesn't go on everything, but nothing does.
Well, what kind of impossible standard is that? It doesn't go on everything. So, can only give it a B+. If it went on everything, like ketchup.
Andre, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. Let's start the show.
Step into video game land. Welcome to Fine Time.
Hello, party people. It's your boy Fine, and I am here with my boy Time.
Tick-tock, motherfuckers.
And I am also here with my boy Podcast.
How did you know that you were Time, Steve?
I had a feeling.
We've recorded lots of hours of audio between us for years now. I feel like
just supposed to know who's Time and who's Podcast.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit offended. I didn't get asked about my opinion about cilantro, but whatever.
I know you like cilantro.
Wait, how would you not know that I like cilantro?
Because I don't know. I have to make sure. You don't like coffee, which I find inexplicable. You don't like random things. You don't like anything, as I like to say. So I had to make sure.
I think cilantro is critical in guacamole, but it's very easy to over cilantro the guacamole, and that ruins it. That's my take.
Can you I guess you can over cilantro anything, but yeah, it's not guacamole without cilantro. You gotta.
But I think you can like easily. There's definitely over cilantro guacamole, and it's not good.
I really like cilantro a lot, so like I don't think you could. It would have to be like half cilantro for me to be like, okay, this is too much. I think the thing that can ruin guacamole is salt. People don't salt guacamole enough, and it drives me insane. It needs salt.
Kevin, is it possible to over cilantro your coffee?
I think yes.
There is a variety of instant noodle, like ramen instant noodle I've seen, where it's cilantro, like spicy cilantro. The picture has like a mountain of cilantro on top of like the spicy noodles. Now, obviously, the cilantro doesn't come in a bag. That's kind of a serving suggestion picture. However, I want to know how cilantro-y that actually tastes, but I'm scared.
I think that's a segment for the next food time, Andre.
I don't think I should eat something spicy on the air. I might be fucked by the time we
Well, not on the air. You try it on your own time and you let us know how it is.
I want okay, like a review style.
After you poop it out unpleasantly one night.
Oh, it's spicy cilantro ramen noodles. Yes, that's going to happen. Of course. All right. Should we talk about video games? Have we fulfilled our food quota for the show? Although I feel like we're going to talk about more food later, because we always do.
I think we're good for now.
Okay.
That's fine.
I've been playing Slitterhead. I've been working my way through that. I'm going to save that for another time because I feel like you guys have something. Kevin, you guys have something better on tap here.
Something juicier?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I felt like it was juicy when it was coming. Steve, were you excited for the Oblivion Remaster?
I was intrigued by it. Guys, I gotta level with you. I didn't play this when it came out. I didn't have a Xbox 360.
I didn't play this when it came out either.
Look, I wasn't the trashy college kid with an Xbox 360. I was the one with a Wii, playing Wii Sports and Twilight Princess. Okay.
You were the wee Chad getting laid while the Xbox 360 kids were playing Oblivion?
I will neither confirm nor deny getting laid at this time.
Okay. Have you ever played any Oblivion before this?
Like many Xbox games, a bit of goofing around, not really understanding the context for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour.
I've started Oblivion maybe 3 times and just like kind of wandered around and looked at it and dicked around, but I don't have a good frame of reference didn't have a good frame of reference of what to expect here. I think we should start talking about the graphics because it looks very fucking pretty almost all the time.
I do think it looks nice, although I do think it looks weird a lot of the time too. Like I didn't play Oblivion, but I did play Skyrim. Yes, I even Steve has played a Skyrim. I've never finished a Skyrim. Yeah, everyone go yell and throw your things at me now. I didn't realize you could finish a Skyrim. Apparently you could finish Skyrim.
You didn't beat it? I thought you beat it on Switch.
Nope, I got too lost in it. But one day I'll finish it. But what I wasn't expecting was all the zoom-ins on characters when I talked to them, and oh my god. Of all the things we remastered, we did not remaster everyone's faces, Kevin.
Yeah, well, and that's weird because some of the faces look quite good, but yeah, definitely, it's not even it's not like the way the skin looks or anything. I think it's just like simply the proportions of the faces that make them seem off.
Can we hold on? I want to interject. What are we playing this on, Kevin? You're playing on.
I'm playing on Series X.
Series X, Steve.
I am mostly streaming it because I don't have time to sit on my computer. And I'm not.
So it probably looks prettier for me than it does for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't look that bad. But also, I didn't buy a Xbox controller for my computer yet. I am sorry.
You mean the de facto PC controller for the last like 20 years, basically?
We've gone over that. I'm new to this, and I was not going to spring $50 on the PlayStation 5 version when I have Game Pass still.
I'm having a hard time not comparing it to Avowed, especially because they're both Unreal Engine 5 games. But I think this like graphics wise kicks it up a notch, but it kicks it up a large notch. This definitely looks better than Avowed, but it's also a lot jankier. And I mean, I think because they've got the original engine and then Unreal 5 running over top of it, there's some weird shit going on. Like, there's been times when I've been walking and there's water beside me or kind of in the background, and I can see like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I can see kind of a reflection of like my arm holding the sword, like running over top of the water. Or kind of just what's on my screen, and that's happened multiple times. So that's definitely an issue.
Are you saying like the lumen doesn't like accurately reflect something? Like
I don't think it's reflection off the water necessarily. Like it looks almost like when water is in the background, like you have like like another shadow that's causing like a shimmering in front of the water. It doesn't look like it's like being actually reflected off the surface of the water.
Okay, because I had some weird water stuff. I had some weird water stuff in Avowed. Weird water stuff. Weird water stuff. Weird water stuff. I'm sorry, I got it out of my system. Go ahead.
Okay, I haven't spent a lot of time around water because I'm playing this as a thieving jackass because, I don't know, just feels like the thing to do. But I have been spending a lot of time indoors. And the thing I've been noticing is that when I pop out of doors, there's this weird after image of my character. Like, you know when Wile E. Coyote falls on the ground and there's like a weird shadow of him in the ground that like a crime scene? It's like that. Like I'll move out of the way and there's like a weird after image of my character that stays there while the rest of the graphics are loading in. And this happens a lot.
Are you positive that's not a streaming thing?
It is not a streaming thing.
Okay.
I've seen other footage of this happening in other places.
I don't know. I mean, that might be happening for me too, but I don't know how you could notice anything when you go outside from an interior location, because the pop in for like 2 seconds is so incredibly fucking jarring that's all I can focus on. Do you have that going on?
Yes, there's a lot of, and again, I thought that was streaming for a second. There's a lot of things I thought that were streaming until I went onto Steam forums and found out, nope, the Oblivion Remastered game is kind of fucked up right now. Like, I'm dabbling around with the alchemy functions and it's crashing a lot. I'm like, okay, maybe this is just me fucking around with streaming. Nope. Sometimes it's just me doing that sometimes. Oh no, I can't advance this certain part of the quest right now. Is this the stream tip? Nope, it's just doing that sometimes. I can't open this door right now. It's just doing that sometimes.
They remastered all the bugs. This is part of the original experience. They remastered all the visual trash. I should probably mention at this point that, yes, I have not played this remastered like you guys. I've played a very good chunk of Oblivion back in the day. I want to say like 2012 or 13. And I put like 50 hours into it, but I got boned out of some Thieves Guild quest or something. And I couldn't advance it anymore. And it was like a known bug. And I was like, I've had enough of this. I can't even fucking finish this quest
They didn't
line.
have that
I guess
fucking
I could've
sorted out by 2012?
No, it was broken, man. I could not do it. Yeah, so you would like to think, because usually that's a thing, right? Because like Bethesda game comes out, the first year it's a mess, and then like over time they really iron out all the stuff. Like I don't even need to go into the amount of bullshit I encountered while playing New Vegas when it came out. Oh my God, that's a whole podcast segment within itself. But yeah,
usually at least to the point where you can finish the game reliably.
Yes. Well, see, that's the thing. The thing I got stuck on was a side quest. It wasn't a main quest of the game. At the same time, it pissed me off enough where I was like,
oh, it just locked you out of that quest. It didn't lock you out of finishing the game.
I could not continue that quest line. So I was like, whatever.
I bet you that bug is still here, because you can tell, like, under the surface, this is a very much a fucking 20-year-old game in a lot of ways. I gotta ask you, Steve, before we move on from graphics, have you tried the quality mode?
I didn't dare with some of the other things going on.
I pretty much always leave it on performance mode, but every game I've got to just try the quality mode and just see how different it looks. I have never seen a game chug this hard on quality mode. It's fucking bad. To the point I would say it is unplayable, even for non-frame rate snobs like Steve and I.
Is it like, what's the target, 4K 30 or something? Or
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And it doesn't even maintain that. Oh my God,
man! It just, and maybe it was just because, like, I only left it on there I did that for maybe a minute, but to the point where, so I would think after a minute it should have loaded in enough where it would be able to run as it should on quality mode. But it was painful. It just everything. I don't know if it was even just the frame rate. Like, it just movement felt like sludge. I think you should try it just for science, Steve.
Yeah, I'll try just for science. I mean, I already did the unthinkable. I checked in on Andre's friends at Digital Foundry and watched some footage. And
AKA, I told you to watch this shit because you hadn't seen the original game.
and it is, and Andre pretty much nailed it. It is like, they use the original unpatched version of the game for a point of comparison when making this version. And it's weird how eerily close it is, like hitches and all, and what it's doing and how it's behaving and such. Like it's almost uncanny. Like, why would you do that to this? No one looked this over, it feels like.
Do you think they should have done more? Because I've really been like bouncing back and forth between, man, I wish they would have just added more quality of life stuff. I wish they would have cleaned this up more. I wish, and I'll get there in a little bit more, but art direction wise, I wish it looks very pretty, but I wish they would have taken a little bit more liberties in some ways. But then I also find myself like, I really respect how true to form it is. You can tell that they had a lot of respect for the source material, and I do appreciate that. Even though, and Andre noticed this right before, like when we even had leaked screenshots, the color palette is very different. It doesn't have that like emerald green, almost like pastel coloring that the original Oblivion had. And I wish if they were going to maintain anything, they should have maintained that. But I can't decide where I fall on, if they were too true to the source material or not.
I know we talk about being true to the source material a lot around here, and I feel like you could have did that while having a functioning product. No. I mean, I talked about this thing crashing all the damn time. I mean, is that the part we all want to remember, how it didn't fucking work?
I don't know. I maybe I've just had a better experience than you in that regard. Like I definitely wouldn't say this is a non-functioning product. It's got a lot of warts.
I mean, things like, oh no, everyone looks goofy, and how there's too many fucking menus, and how there's 5 voice actors. Okay, those are things I can live with. But, and again, even low frame rate, I could live with low frame rate. Lord knows I live with low frame rate on Team Switch over here. But the way everything just kicks me out all the time, it's a bit much in year 2025 on a game that existed for almost 20 years.
Is all the voice acting the same as the original Oblivion? Did you just carry it over?
I think there's a substantial more amount of voice acting here, because I remember on the original Oblivion, it's very apparent pretty quickly on how much of the voice acting is repetitive, and I haven't noticed that in this playthrough.
Okay.
I don't know. It feels mostly the same to me. Patrick Stewart is still the Emperor, but after that, you see the look. I know nothing is what it is now, and it's still very interesting to see NPCs from back then talk to each other. But very quickly, you see 2 guys that sound exactly the same walk up to each other, going, hello, how's it going? How are things in the other provinces? I got bit by a dingbat. I hope I don't get diseases soon. See you later. Goodbye. And you start hearing...
That's Oblivion, though. That's Oblivion,
I know that's
man.
Oblivion, but I'm like, it's like, okay, I get it. The game's 20 years old, and I could be okay with that, but it's like, let's not pretend that the game's not 20 years old, you
but
guys.
even the way you reenact it, there's a certain amount of charm to that.
There is a certain amount of charm, but let's not pretend it's not 20 years old, Kevin.
I was smiling as you were telling me that exchange. That was very delightful. Took me back.
And I get it, and I like it, but it's like, come on, the game's 20 years old. I just wish I wasn't crashing, which is why, again, I'd like to stick with this. I just want it to work.
Yeah, I feel for you, because I would imagine playing on PC, the crashing is definitely sounds like it's more of an issue than I have. But yeah, when you talk about it being a 20-year-old game, like some of the NPCs are so fucking dumb. Like it's amazing to me that even 20 years ago, that was even, that it wasn't a big issue 20 years ago. I had a guy. I was on a horse and he was on a horse, and we had to ride our horses for like 5 minutes. And if I got more than like 20 steps ahead of him, he would just drive his horse into a fucking tree and keep going, or find like a small ridge where the horse can't go forward and just be like, we're going to just try and walk into this ridge. And so I had to go at a snail's pace or get like a little ways up and then stop and let him catch up. It was unbelievable. And it's quite often you notice things like that. Even like on Skyrim, you could tell how much further they had got as far as like having NPCs do routines and kind of acting semi-natural. Like that is not the case here.
Okay, so I get back to the jail quest I'm in the middle of. I'm supposed to talk to the warden to get into the jail to, get to this guy. I'm trying to figure out this part in the first place. Don't pick with the locks, blah, 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 blah. Okay. At some point, I'm talking to this guy. He's not trusting me. I'm trying to figure out, okay, am I supposed to punch him? Am I supposed to fight the guard? Okay, whatever. At some point, he just walks away. Don't take too long. And he's just walking into this open door. I think he's supposed to go through the door and do something else while he's leaving me with this guy. But he's just walking to this open door. I could probably pickpocket this guy, quick save, and I'm taking his keys and his gold. I'm like, okay. And he's still walking to this opened door. You dumbass.
And in a lot of ways, that's, it feels more dated than playing a lot of things that are significantly older. In some cases, I can have a fair amount of tolerance, when people say, oh, how does it hold up by modern standards? And I don't think I equate that to like, do I want to play this or not? But something like this, when it feels dated in those ways, it's hard to like have a tolerance for that. And I think that's where I'm having a little bit. I don't know if I'm going. I don't think I'm probably going to finish a playthrough of this game, because it feels dated in frustrating, agitating ways. And I think my biggest problem with it, and I noticed this a lot when I played Skyrim. I remember, and I played a lot of Skyrim. I put probably well over 150 hours in when I played like in one playthrough in Skyrim, and I really enjoyed it. But at a certain point, the dungeons were frustrating because it felt like there are 4 different kinds of dungeons, right? There's like the fucking dwarven ruins or whatever, like just the way they look, and they're all set up differently, but they all have the same motif out of a selection of a few different variants.
What, like the lighting? Like the light? Are you talking about the lighting model, or the way it
well, not
looks
even
like when
just
you're in
like
there?
the
or?
interior location. Yeah, I mean, they all look kind of the same. Like it's fairly dark. It's got kind of a blue hue to it.
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem, you know, and there, I think it's really hard coming to that after playing Avowed, because when we talked about Avowed, it felt like all the time you're finding these like bespoke areas that felt handcrafted and unique, and you're doing something different every time you play. And I'm very much not getting that here. I'm not to say, I mean, you definitely can run into characters and they've got a unique, interesting one-off story, or somebody runs up to you and this happened, and that's interesting. But for like the core gameplay loop, you're seeing a lot of the same types of locations, doing a lot of the same types of things. And I think it's going to get quite grating after playing for not too much longer.
I've been in one real dungeon, well, not even a dungeon, it was more of a cave with too many bandits and whatever else. A lot of fucking mushrooms in it. And back in Avowed, and I need to give this an apology right now, I complained about the banality of Spider Cave. I need to give Spider Cave an apology now, because that was more interesting than this. This fucking bandit cave was just too many bandits that were too easy to stab to death, and not there was nothing interesting to find. They weren't notes or anything to find about a better bandit leader or anything. Just lots of weird twists and turns leading to nothing but more mushrooms. Oh boy, mushrooms that I could put in my alchemy pit that may or may not crash the game. Hooray.
What is it called in Steve, do you remember what it's called in Dragon Quest 11, where you like mix stuff in the thing?
Oh, that's the
Fun Size Forge.
Fun Size Forge.
Yeah.
And that's got the little music too.
Yeah. You know what my favorite thing about that is when whenever you went to that screen, the text literally said, "It's the Fun Size Forge."
Yeah.
So maybe Oblivion could use a little bit of that, Kevin.
Yeah, even when Steve's talking about, you're not really finding, it's very easy to get lost in a lot of these caves and ruins because they look so much the same throughout. And I never found that in Avowed either. It was pretty easy to like progress through the indoor areas and be able to keep track of where you're going. But there's been a number of times where I'll go down one path and it'll branch off. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I have no fucking clue where I've been. I have no clue where I'm supposed to go next. And there's a ton of like backtracking. Oh, I think I've been here. And then I go back down the other path. I'm like, oh, fuck no, I've seen this one. Like that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, you better like do those things in one shot and keep your head about you when you do those, because like you can't.
But even doing them in one shot, it's tricky.
It's tough. Because but imagine if you came back the next day and like tried to figure out what you were doing. Like you're not gonna do.
I mean, but you can apply that same logic to like a traditional Zelda dungeon, right? When you do that, you probably want to do the whole thing at once, but that's a different problem. That's like just remembering where the doors are and where you've been. But it's not because everything looks so homogenous that it's hard to keep track of what direction you're going. It's a different problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. This looks pretty, and I'm glad to have got to play it, but I don't know. Do you think you're going to finish, Steve? How motivated do you feel to keep playing this?
I'm motivated enough. Again, for everything it's doing, I'm again, I never played Oblivion until last week, this properly, but I just need them to fix it a little more. I need it to break a little less.
I'm still interested. I haven't played it yet, but I'm still very interested in this. Oh, maybe this is a good time to ask. This game is $50. I know we're all playing in Game Pass and stuff, but I think $50 is a aggressively good price point for a remake like this, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean it's again it's a 20-year-old game, but I think for how much work they put into this, I don't think anybody really would have batted an eye if this was a full price game. I think I don't think the problems it has should exclude it from being priced as a full price game.
I keep losing track of how much games cost right now, thanks to our Switch 2 discussions. But yeah, $50
which we will have more of.
But $50 is practically stealing. So if you don't have Game Pass and you're looking at this on your PS5, yeah, consider it.
I would be interested to hear what you had to say about this, Andre, specifically because, I mean, neither Steve or I having a great amount of knowledge about this game, so we're maybe a little bit more critical. I feel like there's a lot of people that have rose-tinted glasses about this game, and there's a ton of people that I hear compare it favorably to Skyrim. And I wonder, those people, if they go back and play this, if it might be a little bit of, I remember this being a lot more revolutionary, a lot more advanced, and a lot less warty than it actually is, even with a fresh coat of paint.
Just thinking about it off the top of my head, I don't think Skyrim is dramatically better than Oblivion. It's better, right? But if Skyrim is a 10, it's not a 10. But let's just say that it is for the purposes of this discussion. Jesus Christ. I would say Oblivion is like a 8.5 or an 8. I don't think it's like so far behind Skyrim that like Skyrim is this totally advanced, perfect thing and Oblivion's a piece of shit. And I don't feel that way. I feel like the NPCs are pretty fucking stupid in Skyrim as well. And like, there's a lot of NPC dialogue. Like, yeah, it's improved, but it's not that much better, right? So, like, I don't know. I don't think I would have a problem going back to this. Also, I feel like people love Oblivion because of that jank, because of, like, the conversation Steve just said that made me smile. That's Oblivion, Like, I think people actually want that. A lot of people do. I don't think most people are going to go into this. It's like, oh, I've never played this old Elder Scrolls game. Let me try it, and then go, ew, right? I think if you're playing Elder Scrolls, you're ready for some bullshit. So I don't know. Maybe that's just my perspective.
I do. I can't state enough. I think playing this not that far after Avowed, because I'm like very regularly thinking about playing Avowed while I'm playing this. That probably makes me quite a bit more critical because I was so all about Avowed. And there's despite this looking prettier, there's a bazillion ways that I think Avowed is just a better game. And of course, it's 20 years newer.
Yeah, but also, if you remember, my biggest criticism about Avowed was the dungeons. I didn't think they had like the explorative oomph. Now, you were talking about stuff looking the same and samey, and like I understand that. At the same time, I really preferred traversing through like catacombs and stuff in Skyrim because they were so long and windy and not like a maze, but like there was something to navigate. There's nothing really to navigate in Avowed. It's just showing you here's this cool stuff, which again, that's fine and that's great. I really like that approach too. It's just I really like to explore those interior spaces, and Avowed didn't allow me to do that. But Skyrim and Oblivion probably do. So like I don't know. That's maybe just what I like, that sort of dungeon crawler aspect to it where it is a bit samey. So I probably would not consider that a detriment like you would.
What about you? Like, are you like focusing on Avowed when you're playing this?
Well, I focused on Avowed enough that I basically made my character the same as the guy from Avowed. I made my own class into a fat man. He's a imperial guy that steals things and talks to you and then stabs you later. But
Friar Tuck?
Well, kind of not really, but I can't help it. I couldn't help but notice certain things here and there. Like I said with the caves, I'm like, right away, I'm like, oh, this isn't that great, the cave. But I mean, again, I have played Skyrim before this, and I gotta kind of remember before when we were talking about Avowed. Yeah, Avowed does things its own way. Like there's no ammunition in Avowed, and we're gonna have to get used to that when we go play other games again. And here's other games again, and it's fine. We're in Elder Scrolls land, and Elder Scrolls is gonna do things the Elder Scrolls way, and that's fine.
It is fine, but I can't help but when I keep looking at all of these barrels and I'm like, oh, there's 5 fucking rolls of cheesecloth. I can't do anything with this. Why do I have to? Why am I spending my time doing this? There are, and again, I have to keep clarifying because I feel like I'm just coming off like this rickety old man being like, well, this 20-year-old game isn't doing what, the other game I played this year that came out this year is doing. But it's hard not to make those comparisons because I feel now that I know better that it's wasting my time in a lot of ways.
That's Oblivion, though. That's the game. I don't think you want that to change. I don't want that to change. I mean, I want the graphical face of I want exactly what this Oblivion Remastered is. Exactly what this is. Obviously, clean up some of the technical stuff, but exactly what this project is. That's what I wanted from it.
Then why are we playing this and you're not? What the hell?
I told you I'm playing Slitterhead. You see what happened there? Slitterhead. Maybe I'm turning into one.
More like Shitterhead.
Wow.
Whoa.
You can't say that. How dare you? I mean, it's not a great game, but it definitely is interesting. I wouldn't call it Shitterhead, though. We'll see when I get there in a episode or two, a big deal or two.
Look, if we're being real, when it's not breaking, I'm appreciating what the Oblivion Remastered game is.
Yeah, I think I'm appreciating what it is too. It's not. This isn't going to be my game of the year, but I am appreciating it for what it is.
All right, is that it? We Oblivioned out.
I think I'm Oblivioned out.
Okay.
I think so too.
We'll be back with more Switch 2 bitchin' after this.
It's driving time with Fine Time.
Hello, everybody. It's your boy Fine. It's my boy Time and my boy Podcast here for you. Okay, so last week, after all the tariffs and all the hemming and hawing about all the bullshit or whatever, we finally, in America and Canada, got our Switch 2 pre-order day on April 24th, and they didn't increase the price of the system. I remember, I think, Kevin, we talked about this a couple weeks ago or something. I think it was a show where Steve wasn't here. It's like, are they gonna, when they announced that they were gonna delay the pre-orders, it's like, are they gonna raise the price of the system? I said no, and they didn't do that. Were you guys Steve? Were you expecting them to raise the price of the system? I was not.
I wouldn't have been surprised, but I wasn't expecting it.
Kevin?
Yeah, I don't even remember what I said last show, to be honest, but I think I was probably, I definitely didn't know, but I would not have been surprised at all to see them increase the price in the States. I didn't think, because there was rumors like, oh, if you go by the import cost, and account for tariffs, it's going to be $540. And I didn't think they were going to do that. No. But I did think that it was possible that they were going to bump it up like $50 or something.
I just didn't feel it, just because it's already an expensive system. And yeah, it's as we talked about, Kevin, it's worth that price. I'm tired of everyone bitching about it, but it's a lot. $450 or $500 for a bundle is not cheap shit. Okay. So I get it. All the peripherals seem to have gotten a $5 to $10 increase. So that Pro Controller 2, woo baby. I think it was $84.99. I forget what it was. It was a lot though. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But
does it still look like premium electronics to you, though?
yes, I that was the one thing that I wanted. Spoiler alert, we all got pre-orders. Okay, so we wanted to sit here and tell our war stories to the public just to have them on public record. So here's how my night went, okay, on pre-order night. Then you guys can share. It was actually relatively painless until the end. So Walmart was my main choice. That was my main squeeze. Target as a backup if necessary. Didn't really want to for very obvious reasons because fuck Target. But, what am I going to do in this situation? Best Buy was largely out for me because it's in-store pickup only for the pre-orders. And Best Buy is kind of annoying for me to get to. Like, if that was my only choice, I would have done it. But I'm glad I didn't have to do it. So anyway, I got in line at Walmart, the digital line for both the Mario Kart World bundle and the basic bitch version. So I was in line for both. I was like, I don't care. I'll just get whatever one pops first. Okay. If I have to spend extra $30 for the Mario Kart World on its own, fine. I'm just getting the system I can get. Thankfully, the Mario Kart World bundle popped. I added it to my cart. I added the Pro Controller 2 to my cart as well already. And I wanted to do the thing where I'd be like, okay, let me check out with the controller first, so I have it. But I was like, wait, will that fuck up my place in line? I don't know. So I was like, fuck, I don't want to risk it. So I was like, I'll just wait. So I waited. Mario Kart World bundle popped. I put it in my cart. Try to check out. Card gets declined. Uh-oh. So I try again. Card gets declined. Oh no! Third time, card gets declined. I'm starting to freak out at this point because for anyone who doesn't know how this works, if you're waiting in line and your shit pops, you have 10 minutes to check out. That's it. Otherwise, you lose your place in line. And the time's ticking, right? So I'm like, oh no. So PayPal, please save me. So I try to log into PayPal, put in my password, sends me the code to my email. I dig through my email and I get it. And I put it in. It loads for like 90 seconds and it errors out. Does not let me log into PayPal. Oh my God. I'm freaking out. So I tried PayPal one more time. It's taken forever again. I waited like 60 seconds. I have like 4 minutes left at this point. I'm like, oh my God. I'm stay calm. It's going to work out. Stay calm. So I did. Okay. Fuck PayPal. I'm going to try my card again. It gets declined, but this time I get a text from Wells Fargo. Hey, we see you're trying to spend $627. Is this really you? Y/N. Why? It's really me. Why? Okay, try again in 1 minute. I try again in 1 minute. It goes through.
Oh.
Pre-order secure.
So how much time did you have left of your 10 minutes at that point?
Like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, jeez.
It was like 2.5. I was sweating.
Oh man, I bet you your butthole was so puckered at that point.
Oh, it was a lemon booty. Oh, it was puckering, man. It was, but yeah. So look, I was staying calm because at that rate, I was like, look, I'm either going to get it or I'm not, or whatever. Like, stay calm, don't freak out, don't get pissed. And I stayed calm through it, but I was sweating. So yeah, that was my Switch 2 pre-order war story. Who wants to go next?
Kevin needs to go because it's going to all tie in later.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even want to talk about this. I fucking hate this whole the whole fucking song and dance of getting pre-orders. And I got to say up front, I think it's fucking bullshit that in 2025, this is still such a problem. And it's not that surprising because I don't think there's any incentive for retailers to fix their shit because they know they're going to sell it out of pre-orders anyways, but I fucking hate it. So
we'll get to
getting the pre-order. I also did Walmart. Walmart was the first to do pre-orders. They did it right at midnight in Canada. And it was pretty painless. Maybe they was supposed to go live right at 12:01, which was 10:01 my time. And it didn't. I just sat and refreshed after maybe 4 minutes. The bundle was there. I was already logged in. Credit card worked fine. Everything went good. Why am I bitching? Well, unfortunately, I had to get 2 pre-orders. My kid has been saving up for like 2 fucking years, knowing that he wants to buy a Switch 2. So he's got enough money in cash to buy a Switch 2. So I'm responsible for getting him a pre-order too. The next day was horrible. Staples, which I do not expect Staples when they're just selling fucking cardstock and paint to have a robust online infrastructure. So I forgive them, but it was a mess. Like I was trying Staples for quite a while. So Staples went live and Best Buy went live around the same time. Best Buy, I expect you to do better. Fix your fucking shit. I was in the queue. It was supposed to launch at 7 a.m. my time. I got through the queue in about 10 minutes, but pre-orders did not work for absolutely anyone for over 2 hours after that. And they were putting up on social media, fucking, 9 o'clock Eastern time, which again, 7 my time, it was about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, then they worked on Best Buy. And it was a fucking disaster. I did get through on Best Buy. I had heard that PayPal was the way to go before that. So I tried doing PayPal at first when I was logged in. Didn't work. I was having the website crash. All of a sudden, I couldn't log in when I'm going through this process. So I was just like, hey, do guest checkout.
All right.
Now, this is a whole other fucking problem. So I did wind up doing the guest checkout. I was in such a panic that I just, like, when your phone like default puts in your address, I've got a box number that we use for like our general mail, but we also can get stuff couriered to the house. So I've got a physical address and a box address. And it defaults puts in my box address because that's what my credit card has connected to it. And so I didn't give a fuck what address was in there. So I just finally got through with the box shipping address was the shipping address that was used. Now, you guys may remember going back around Christmas time, Canada Post was on strike for months, and there was no mail getting sent to fucking anyone in Canada. And finally, that got shut down. Now, that did not get resolved. Basically, Canada Post was told, we've just got to like put this on hold. I don't know the logistics of it, but they have a certain amount of further time to try and reach a deal with the Canadian government. As it turns out, that time comes in late May. Now, my pre-order is not connected to my account. I have looked on bestbuy.ca because I can like go and search it up by order number, but there is no option to change my shipping address. I don't really know what to do about this. Because I could phone Best Buy and say, hey, I'd like you to change the order on your end to a different shipping address, so they send it via courier rather than Canada Post. But I feel like there is a very good chance that just results in my order getting canceled because something gets fucked up. So I don't want to do that. Yeah. I am also so Amazon in Canada is selling them, where Amazon in the States is not. Amazon has a lottery system. And so, allegedly you have to be on Prime to get into it, but some people were saying that they got into it without Prime. I don't know whether that's legitimate or not, but I signed up for that lottery system like within a minute of it going live. And there were people who have got emails with invites to buy it from Amazon who like literally days after the lottery system went live, put in their request for a pre-order, which also pisses me off. I kind of like that lottery system. It just kind of gives everybody a fair chance. But I feel like, okay, you've got 24 hours to request your invite. If you don't request it in then you get moved down in priority for getting the invite. I have not got an invite yet. If I do get an invite, 100%, I'm going to put in the order on Amazon and plan on most likely canceling the Best Buy one because I think shipping is going to be a problem. GameStop, I didn't even try because I had my Best Buy in before that, but apparently GameStop's queue was over 4 hours long in Canada. Jesus Christ. So
that's a lot.
Boy.
I didn't even try GameStop because that was like 11 in the morning here or something like that.
Day,
and I was
I prefer not.
I don't think so. I'm good. I guess I would have done it if I had struck out on the other two, but
well, it seems like in store at GameStop was like by far the way to do that. Now, the closest GameStop to me is like 45 minutes away. So that wasn't really going to happen unless it was a dire emergency. But I've seen stories of people going in like that evening and still getting pre-orders from GameStop. So depending on how busy your GameStop is, that might have been the way to do this. So yeah, I've got a question to ask later, but I'll save it until Steve goes because I need to take a breath. I'm feeling upset.
Yeah, take a breath. You were verklempt. You did good. You relived your horror. I understand it's trauma. Steve, tell us yours.
I'm never gonna think about it again.
yeah, right.
Okay. All right, guys. My pre-order was somewhat scary too, but it was also a bit selfish because I got a surprise Best Buy gift card for my birthday. So I'm like, well, I would love to do that. So I tried doing that, but I figured I'll settle for Walmart if I could get that. No Target if I could do it in solidarity with everyone getting fucked over with that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've been over, GameStop is just gone out here right now. So that's not viable. And I'd prefer not to wait till 11 a.m. the next day as we just went over. So just those two, Best Buy and Walmart. So as you can imagine, disaster struck at midnight Eastern Standard Time when I went into a virtual queue at Walmart. And as it turns out, Best Buy decided that midnight Eastern Standard Time was not actually at midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Nope.
And I'm frantically refreshing the page while being stuck on the Walmart queue. I started feeling a little better when Wario 64 came out and said, guys, Best Buy's a little confused about the times. Okay, that's better. That's a little better.
Yeah, because nobody was getting in.
But Walmart, for me, was decidedly broken. The little stay on the page, kids thing was decidedly broken, even though everyone online was decidedly saying it was sold out, then not, then sold out again, then not. Whatever. I just considered Walmart to be a bust. Eyes on that Best Buy prize.
There was also a point where because like I said, I waited in line, then I got it. There was also a brief 5 to 10 minute period where you could just pre-order it. There was no more line at Walmart. You could just get it. I was like, okay, but then
I saw that too.
It went away. Yeah,
and I tried that, but then it wouldn't let me check out.
Okay.
It stopped short of letting me pay.
Interesting. Okay, so that was a bust.
Walmart was just dead to me. Eyes on that Best Buy prize, and eventually that opened. I tapped on the pack with Mario Kart Bundle and Bonanza, thinking that might improve my odds. Okay, if I go for two things, maybe they'll take me a little more seriously.
Hey, I'm spending more money than these other jokers. Let me.
Yeah. So I start waiting on that queue. And that queue loads for a good half an hour. And eventually it kicks me back to the Best Buy main page with nothing. And minor panic sets in because now my co-hosts have Switch 2s locked in. And they're making it look like it's no sweat on the Discord. Oh yeah, I got my Switch 2. I don't have these stories that I just heard. They're like, yeah, I got it, no big deal. And I'm like, this can't be happening.
We're clinking wine glasses.
Yeah,
shit.
Those smug assholes.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, fuck it, back into the breach. And I'm going back onto the Best Buy page. Fine, just the Mario Kart bundle this time. Significantly less time passes, like maybe 2 minutes, when I think maybe the Best Buy website realized, oh shit, he was in here already. We better just let him in. It's like, hey there, buddy. You want to buy the Mario Kart Switch 2 bundle? We could send it to your house, or
that might be way better because
store.
I'm curious if you got it with, you had to buy the bundle with Bonanza. Is there any chance that they're like, okay, we're going to ship this bundle you bought in July when all of these items are ready?
It doesn't matter. I went for just the bundle the second time. Went in 2 minutes as opposed to no minutes that last time. And I'm like, you know what? We'll send it to the store. Maybe this is the store, one of the stores that's getting a midnight release. Will I go in for midnight? Maybe I'll go make it. If they do, maybe I'll go see a movie that night, and then I'll swing by the store and get it at midnight. We'll see. We're not recording that night. It's not a podcast recording night. We'll see.
Even if it were, we would make it not one. There's no way. There's just no way.
I got to check up on that when we get closer to the date, but that would be something. I haven't been to a midnight release in forever. I would love to do that, but we will fucking see.
Kevin's right, though, because it could have been your Switch is coming July 14th or whenever Bonanza comes out, right? I would be afraid of that myself. So Not this digital man here, though.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but
All right, collective sigh of relief.
Yeah, we all got it. We all got the Switch 2. Now, Kevin, bitch away so I can admonish you for it.
Okay, so I do. Okay, I mean, yeah, I've already bitched. I think it's fucking insane that this is such a problem. What I can't wrap my head around, and I'm not frustrated about this, but Nintendo has the pre-order invite system on for May 8th. Now, I do understand they don't want to do this, before all of the other retailers are going to sell it. They need to keep good relationships with these retailers so they keep having stores available or having games available in store, and I get that. But I really cannot wrap my head around the logic of waiting until May, because the people who are immediately signing up for that invite are the same people that are going to be on at midnight frantically trying to fucking reload pages. And the more they sell directly from Nintendo, obviously they're going to keep all of that overhead that the retailers would be making. I don't know, even like to me, it would have made a lot more sense that they would have said, you'll be able to order it on the same day that all of the other retailers are doing that, but we'll send you an email the day before letting you know if you will be guaranteed to be able to order one. And then they could have just fucking made sure they maximize the amount that they're selling directly to maximize profits. And that I would have felt better about that, because I don't think anybody wants to wait until May fucking 8th just to like hope that Nintendo gives them an invite. And it makes business sense. Does anybody have any thoughts on why they are doing it the way they are?
It's like you said, I think it's because of retailer relationships. I think they want that. Best Buy and Target or whoever want that frenzy. They want that, everyone's got to go to Walmart and get this thing. Everyone's going to go. If you get the email the day before, you're not going to do that. Now, this way, they force everyone to try to do that. Target was fucked, by the way. You literally couldn't even load the main page. It looked like it wasn't even an address. It's like Firefox is like target.com. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a real website. It was Target got obliterated. So, yeah, but I think
Target X throwing.
Yeah, I think they want that excitement, Kevin, and you don't get that. Yeah, okay, not everyone's going to get an invite from Nintendo. I get it. They're still going to get a lot of traffic, but this way they get 100% of the traffic. Everybody's going to go to those websites and fuck them up.
But I mean, okay, if Nintendo is selling it in tandem at the same time, is that going to trigger retailers into saying, okay, we're fucking done. We're not stocking games. We're not stocking accessories. None of that shit.
No,
I mean, Nintendo has their own store, right? They are selling stuff direct from Nintendo. They're selling games the day they come out. They're selling, Switch OLED consoles on there as an alternative to buying it from fucking Walmart or wherever. I just don't think, if they would have sent out an email the day before saying, hey, we're going to let you buy one from us, that's a deal breaker. Not in the same way it is saying, okay, Nintendo will sell it a week before Walmart will.
Yes, I think it's slightly different here, Kevin, because Nintendo's not selling it to everybody. They're only selling it to the My Nintendo people, but not My Nintendo, the subscribers. Again, 50 hours is a super high number, but it's not a number that your average scalper is going to have either. It's not like going to buy a PlayStation off the Sony site where everyone can go do it.
And that's the way it is here too. But are they not going to have, all of the people that did qualify for that they're going to send out the emails and say, you can buy it from us? There's going to be a lot of those people that say, well, I don't need it from you now. I've already got it ordered from Walmart.
I don't know. See, I mean, okay, I'll put it this way. So speaking of Sony, they did this exact same thing with PS5. This is exactly how it did. All the pre-order frenzy on Amazon and whatever, Walmart already happened. And then like 4 to 6 weeks later, Sony sent out their shit. Like, okay, it was pretty much the same thing as Nintendo. Sign up here if you want a chance to buy a PS5 from us. And then a lot of people got those over the coming months and, weeks or whatever. So I just think that's the way they do things. And I don't think it's bad. I don't see why this is a problem. I get it. Like, you want to know before you have to do the frenzy, but they want you to have that. The retailers want you to be on Best Buy for hours trying to do that, or Walmart.com. So
no, I don't think it's bad either. I'm confused by Nintendo's logic to do it that way. I don't know why they wouldn't. It would be in their best interest to sell as many as they can direct through them.
You would think Sony would say the same thing, right? But they also did it the same way.
Nintendo is also the only company still sort of attached to physical media. And where do you sell physical media? The store. So you got to keep those relationships as flimsy as they are.
Also, just in general, and I know you bitch about this up front, like it's 2025, like we shouldn't be having this. Dog, fucking PS5 was like this, Series X was like this, PS4 was like
5
this.
years ago.
I know.
I mean,
Switch was like this. I remember we could barely do Amazon. Like, actually, Switch was probably the best out of these. Went on Amazon. Yeah, it was a little slow, but the site didn't crash or whatever, and we got it. I don't know, man. This is just the way it is. The internet infrastructure of this stuff has not changed at all. So I'm surprised anyone's still upset about this, because this is how it goes every time and nothing has changed.
But you cannot tell me the technology is not available at this point to not have it happen.
Maybe it is, but they're not using it, and we know they're not using it. Nothing has changed on these websites. They all queue and cache the exact same way they have for at least 15 years, if not more.
I want to start buying my Switch 2s through Pornhub. They probably got some fucking gnarly servers.
Can you imagine going to your post office or your box, getting a big old Pornhub box? And people are thinking like, okay, what do you physically buy from Pornhub? Like, what do you actually get?
$700 Canadian right on the shipping label.
Yeah. It's like, damn, this guy is... I don't know what Pornhub sells, but he's buying a lot of it. I mean, God.
It's a used GameCube in there.
It's used all right.
Fine time.
All right, kids, I got a surprise food question for you people.
Ooh, okay, our favorite topic.
I always like surprise food.
Yeah, and this is kind of surprise food. I didn't mean for it to be surprise food, but it sort of is. A while ago, we had a bit of a chicken renaissance with, good chicken sandwiches, Popeyes and all of them everyone else playing for second with sandwiches, but let's pretend you're not allowed to eat any of those. You guys have a favorite bad chicken sandwich? Well, not bad, but the ones that are clearly made of chicken? Question mark. And
yes, I do.
It's clearly pressed together, and it might have it's clearly got condiments and things on there, but it's like we've been serving this forever, and it might have some chicken in there.
Yes, I have one. One just came to mind. Easy. Pop right into my head. Now I know.
You go first.
Yeah, okay. So I know you guys don't have this, but it's Jack in the Box. They have a chicken sandwich, or at least they've had one since the early 90s. That's just this round hockey puck of chicken, as you said, Steve. And it's so good. It's really deep, crispy, golden brown too. It's not just a light, because you've had the chicken at McDonald's. It's blonde and it doesn't look like much. This is like a nice deep color. You know what I mean? It looks very tasty, and it is good. It's a good chicken sandwich. Back in the day, they always try to gussy it up. It's like, okay, they sold it as like a 99-cent like chicken sandwich or whatever, but then it's like, what if we put Swiss and bacon on it? Like, but it's still like the same like hockey puck of like chicken nugget. It's not like a real, chicken sandwich, which they also did have. This was just the cheap version. They also try to do it on like a wheat bun, because the 90s, that's the kind of stuff we did back then. But like that didn't really, it didn't really stick around with that bun. Anyway, we've had variations on that sandwich. I'm pretty sure if you order just the basic bitch, like, I don't know what it's called at Jack in the Box now, just the value chicken sandwich or whatever, I'm pretty sure it's still that hockey puck of chicken ? So yeah, that is definitely my favorite one. It's really good. It's better than a McChicken. It's way better than McChicken, I would say. I love that chicken from Jack in the Box.
Man, I don't even want to give my answer because I feel like I'm going to get roasted. Honestly, the junior chicken at McDonald's is pretty good. It's not the McChicken. It's like the cheap, shitty equivalent of like if you just ask for a double cheeseburger at McDonald's, it's like the chicken equivalent of that.
Okay.
It's very dangerous. Because you can get like, I swear to God, there is like no measuring system for the what is effectively mayonnaise, but they call it quote unquote McChicken sauce. You can either get like the amount of McChicken sauce you're usually supposed to get, or sometimes you get, I swear to God, like fucking 6 times the amount of McChicken sauce that you got on the last one. I've had that where you go to take a bite and it just from every direction of the burger, it fucking oozes McChicken sauce all over your crotch while you're in your vehicle.
Of course, it always goes directly for your crotch when you're in your car. It always does.
And it's just part of the McChicken experience. But honestly, like if you're just looking for something quick and dirty, I will go for the McChicken before I will go for the double cheeseburger at McDonald's. It's not too bad. The buns on the little burgers are really soft and good.
Okay,
so I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't just cut McDonald's a little slack sometimes.
Hey, I like McDonald's. I am a noted McDonald's liker. I don't talk shit about McDonald's too much.
You don't have to be too sorry about that. Although here I think we just call them the McChickens, the value sandwich, the value chicken sandwich here. I think that's the case. I don't think we.
You guys
call
don't have junior chicken.
I think it's just the McChicken.
Yeah, I think our junior chicken is just McChicken.
Oh, and
then
it's just like bun, chicken, McChicken sauce. And that's it. There's like nothing else on it.
Lettuce.
Yes, there is.
Bun, chicken, lettuce, mayo. Yeah.
It sounded like I know what you meant. It sounded like you said chicken lettuce. Like it's a chicken variety of lettuce.
Well, much like Kevin's problem with the sauce measuring, it's like, well, sometimes there's 1 or 2 little strips of lettuce, but also sometimes there's the entire salad bar's worth of lettuce on there too. So,
I love lettuce. I love when I get like hell of lettuce. There was a when we had a Carl's Jr. here, they would give you like a whole rabbit's fucking like whoosh thing of lettuce on your famous star. I loved it.
Remember a few shows ago you were bitching about people who talk about like, oh, my food isn't crispy anymore. Fucking lettuce is the biggest thing with that. If you have a chicken burger that's been sitting in the bag for like 5 minutes, the lettuce gets fucking like super droopy and nasty. And the lettuce needs to be fresh.
Yeah, but that's produce. I wasn't talking about produce. I was talking about like fried foods and stuff.
No, you were talking about fast food in general, as you posed it, I think.
Yeah, like fries and like stuff like that. Stuff that you deep fry. You don't deep fry lettuce. I mean, we deep fry a lot of things down here, not lettuce, though.
We do not deep fry lettuce.
Produce is a different story. I don't necessarily want like limp lettuce. Limp lettuce. I don't know why I keep getting caught up on these words today.
Nothing's sadder than brown lettuce. Speaking of, the reason I brought this up was because the other week I was at Checkers, or Rally's if you're further out west, for the first time in forever. And I got the spicy chicken sandwich. It's not spicy. I don't know why they insist on calling it that. Got them 2 for $4. I'm like, okay, I know this is going to be a disaster. I'm like, and you know what? For my 2 for $4, they're still not that bad. You get that not entirely unpleasing color sort of puck of chicken with lettuce and mayo on a nicer roll than they were on when I was in college.
They stepped up their bun game a little bit.
They have stepped up their bun game considerably since the last time I was at Checkers regularly. I'm like, for something that's not definitely chicken, it's chicken adjacent. This is pretty good. This is okay.
You can cut something a lot more slack when it's 2 for $4 too.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't that offensive. I mean, I'm trying to think of one that has been that offensive. Oh yeah, White Castle. White Castle does not have great chicken.
Oh, I would never try that from there. I don't think we don't really have that out here, but like, yeah, just that doesn't seem like a good idea.
White Castle's weird because they have the chicken rings. Like those aren't that great either, but they'll sell them to you like just like as a side, or they'll stick it in between rolls for you and as a sandwich. I'm like, no, come on, guys, what are we doing?
I'm trying to think if there's a chicken sandwich I've been upset with. I guess okay, have you guys had like the Wendy's, like not like their actual chicken sandwiches you can get like a combo, but like they're like shitty value one. Those are like, oh fucking K. I guess I'd still rather have a McChicken.
McChicken over the Wendy's value ones for sure. Even when they dress those up with bacon and make it a club or whatever.
Yeah, those are the ones I usually get with like the cheddar cheese or whatever and like a bacon. Even those are just, I don't know. I'd still rather have a McChicken.
KFC in these parts has gone down big time in the last like 5 to 10 years as a whole. But I had a chicken sandwich from there a few years ago that was like downright fucking nasty. It was bad.
Really?
Yes.
I had one and it was good.
No.
Okay, because on our previously creative, Steve, you remember we did the chicken sandwich show where we tried all of them, including KFC, because they just put one out, the McDonald's one, which is like, I don't know what they're thinking. This is just like McChicken Part 2. Mm-hmm. I remember liking that KFC one.
The KFC one was fine. I mean, not as fine as our show, but, it was fine.
It was a fine time. I would definitely consider those KFC sandwiches a fine time. Kevin, maybe
that was a while ago at this point, though.
That was a while ago at this point.
This was probably 2 years ago I had this KFC, and I did not finish it. It was, like, bad.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Okay.
The bun was, like, super fucking soggy. It tasted gnarly. Yeah, no good.
Okay. I'll believe you. KFC seemed to be, I don't know, I guess I've just never ran into the bad KFC. I know a lot of people have had them growing up or now, but thankfully I'm still KFC. You're still my number one.
All right, guys, it's been a little over a month since Nintendo Today has come out, and I don't like it, so I'm going to tell you why. Okay. There's been there's been so many opportunities where they've had the chance to put like decent tangible information on there, and I feel like they kind of like cock teased us because the day after it came out they're like, oh, we're going to tell you when the Zelda movie is coming out, as if they were making a statement that we're going to give you like interesting usable information that you're only going to get from here or get from here first. Since then, absolutely fucking nothing, right? They've had like, I feel like when they announced the updated pre-order date for the Switch 2, that would have been great on Nintendo Today. When they verified all of the pricing stuff, would have been fucking great on Nintendo Today. They like had multiple statements where they were coming out saying, the demand for Nintendo Switch 2 has been greater than we expected. Not everybody who signs up for the subscriber invitation program is going to get an invite. That would have been, they're not hiding this information. These are public statements that they're putting out on social media. So why do we just need to see that it's Isabel's birthday on the Nintendo Today app? Like,
because that is exactly what Nintendo Today is for. It's not for the things you just said.
It shouldn't be. If they have a widget and I put it on my home screen and I look at what's on there every single day and there is nothing useful on there, and it would be such a good avenue to get like useful information out to consumers.
That's not what this is for. I understand that would be nice, right? And I would like that too. This is for Nintendo good vibes. Hey, it's Isabel's birthday, as you said. Hey, look at this rotating video of Donkey Kong punching the ground.
But why? It's going to crash and burn. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody is going to look at that app every single day just to see fucking rotating Donkey Kong. I'm sorry.
Steve, what do you think of this app before I yell at him some more?
Okay, you know what? I think the app is fine because we need the Nintendo Fluffy app, and frankly, it's all, like I already brought up, it's already keeping track of the the live servicey things of things that are already passed. If it keeps doing that for the Splatoon 4s and everything else that's coming up, it's going to be golden for that. That's already a very valuable thing that we need an app to do. But by the same token, I understand what Kevin's saying. We don't need, here's the HDMI cable. We can zoom in and zoom out and swing it all around. Okay, I get it. That's kind of dumb.
And it's fine to have that shit, but why not both?
You know what pisses me off about those though is that like you have to change. Here's the x-axis one, and here's the y-axis one. Why can't I just rotate it however I want? Why is this like two different things? Like, and also, yeah, like look at my dumbass. I'm out here rotating a fucking HDMI cable like an idiot. Right? Like, yeah. So, like, maybe it's working on me. Look, I'm not saying the app is great, but the stuff you're talking about, that is never, ever going to be on an app like this.
But again, why? Why not? Because they've gone in such a direction of like direct to consumer information with the Nintendo Direct, right? That's what they want to do. They put out these public statements on social media. So again, this isn't information where it's like we have to put this out, but we don't really want you to see this. I think they want people to know, okay, there's a new pre-order date for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's incomprehensible to me why they aren't putting useful things like that in addition to I have no problem with the stuff that is on there. I just want like actual useful, like a sole place for me to get that information so I don't have to go look on defunct fucking X to try and figure it out.
But Kevin, Nintendo Direct is also Nintendo good vibe times. Could you imagine if the PlayStation State of Plays were also like, hey, we got all these great games out, but also we laid off the entire team that made the game in the same breath?
Okay, so maybe like, if maybe not putting out a thing being like, okay, hey, Nintendo, today we're increasing the price of the Switch 2. Fine. Pre-order dates, that would have been fucking great to have on there. That's good news. It's not fluffy, but it's good news. And it's useful.
Think they want actual information. So like think about this. So you scroll through Nintendo Today, then it's like, okay, it's Cheap's birthday. Then here is pre-order information. Here is a sheet of pre-order information. Hey, check out Donkey Kong's overalls. It just doesn't like fit, I don't think, for what they're trying to do here.
Tell me you wouldn't rather have the app I'm describing than the app we have, because I would.
Of course I would. Of course I would. They're just not going to do that. You're right.
Does that not giving people an actual real reason to use that app? Because I do think it's going to die. I think what they're doing with it is people are going to not check it every day. There's no incentive to get actual good information off there. And I think like as a business case, if they were engaging people saying, we want to go look at this every day to see what news there is, that's a great avenue to then be able to say, hey, fucking the Donkey Kong Country HD game comes out today. Don't forget to buy it. And just to like put that information in front of people's eyes. But you have to get people to want to use the app.
It's not going to die. Their other stupid app didn't die. Maybe
it's not going to die, but it's not going to be near as successful as it would be if it was the main repository for useful Nintendo updates and information. Not near as successful.
I don't know, man. I think people literally I think this is made for a child. Literally. I think all the cute animations, like when you hit the day at the top and that's like a little CGI, I don't know. I like that. I like those. I don't think it's like a completely useless app. And it's someone compared it to Smash Dojo in 2007. Some days you'll get, here's the bomb from Star Fox. Other days, hey, Sonic's in the game. Right? I feel like the grab bag of it, they just need more bombshells. Maybe that's it. Would you be satisfied if it was more stuff like, hey, here's a date of the Zelda movie, like they did on there?
Yeah,
right?
Okay, more of that stuff would be great. Since the Zelda movie release date, which was the day after this was released, I have not seen one single thing on there that I've been like, this is really useful. Now, I do agree with Steve when he talks about in-game events. That is a useful feature to have. But I think as far as news, nothing beyond the Zelda movie release date. There's been nothing of really interest.
And do you really think they're not going to come up with any news at all once the Switch 2 comes out? I think there has been 10 pieces of interesting news since the app has come out that they have neglected to share on there. And I feel strongly about this. I really think that they could be doing so much more. You don't think that this is just a quiet period that every company has before the new system comes out? They had a fucking console pre-order. That's not quiet. That's useful for people to know.
That's not going to be on this app. That's just not
It's
information they
dumb.
want on here. Like okay, before this app came out, if we were to plan, okay, what is this thing going to be? It is. I would say it's exactly what it is. I would have predicted this exactly.
But why push people towards going to their fucking X account? Because that's still there's no Nintendo official Blue Sky, right? So you have to go into, which I mean, in itself, like telling people like, hey, one of the like main pieces or places to get your Nintendo information is going to the fucking Elon Musk owned social media website. Like there's a reason in itself to say we have a better place for you to get this information, because they're still putting shit there that you have to go there to find out.
Maybe here's the compromise. This is like a separate kind of button. It's not part of the news, but you can look at their social media feed. Now, it's not their exact social media feed from Twitter, but it's like the same thing. If they show like, hey, here's a new video for like, Donkey Kong Returns HD game or something. And it's just like, you can get that in the app the same way. Now you could hit like, it would have to be like a social media tab or something in the news app, like Nintendo Today. I think that would be cool, but they would have to separate it from the actual like Nintendo Today feed.
I mean, think. Even if you have like feed, okay, let's say they have feed options in the settings and you have to go in and opt in to that kind of shit, so that the fucking 5-year-olds that download this app can just go and see, they can look at the HDMI cable or whatever. If you have to opt into it where it now like pushes that kind of stuff to you, that's fine. But I do think that it would be like very valuable for them to have their own way to push that information. Not to mention, there's no fucking comments on there. And I think that would be useful for them as well. And it's not like, we've disabled comments. It's just that it's not a feature.
There's no way in the world they're going to do that.
But I'm saying, I'm just saying that because it's not there, that's a benefit, right? Where they put it on X, the comments are there, and that's, if you turn comments off, that's a bad look. If you just put that news on the Nintendo Today app, there's no comments on there. There's no reason to put comments on there. So you're only pushing the information you want without all of the other noise diluting it.
That is true. That is absolutely true. So, and look, I'm with Steve, though. I think in the future they will use it that way. They haven't let's see what happens when they launch Switch 2. Let's see what happens. Right now, there's not a whole lot to say. Right? Like, so I say give it some time.
There's like been more to say in the last month than there's been in a fucking year.
Not stuff. There's not stuff to say that's going to be on this app.
There has been lots of things to say that should have been on the app, and I'm not budging on this one.
Well,
and the Switch 2 is too big. Okay, I'm done.
It's the worst take of all time. Worst take of all time.
Fine time.
All right, you greasy bitches. Do you guys want to do some illegal betting tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Greasy.
Yeah. You look fucking greasy. You look like you would do illegal betting, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, illegal?
Yeah, illegal.
Yeah.
I would do, look, I do plenty of legal betting here in Nevada, but I want to do some illegal betting.
Yeah, we meet in the back alley behind the casino when we do this, Stephen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I thought this was our quarterly legal one, no?
No, this is illegal. It's filthy.
It's always been illegal. Sometimes it's extra illegal, but this is a regular illegal.
I don't know who you people are, officer. That's crazy. Fine time dollars. I don't even know where the Bell in Wonderworld is. Hey.
Nope.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to shatter the glass of the show. I've already went in and figured out where the money is going to be at the end of this, and I'm getting extremely nervous with my position. So,
Gollum in your future.
I guess we'll get this over and done with. So we had a round of bets that closed at the end of December, which we have not. We kind of left open for reasons. Steve's was the Switch successor's official name includes the term super, and he put $25 on 6-1 odds. So Steve is down $25 on that. Kevin put...
I was close.
Oh, God. Okay, I had Avowed averages over 85% on Metacritic, and you guys gave me 4-1 odds, and I felt like a pimp, and I put $251 on it.
Ooh.
As of yesterday, Avowed is sitting at 81% on Metacritic. Now, do you think if I had take the time and go in and check Metacritic, it's gone up 4% in the past day? Probably. You guys think
don't look.
There's not that many reviews for Avowed rolling in
no, I think
April?
you're toast. I think you're toast on that one. Sorry.
Okay. So those ones can finally be wrapped up. That's why they were delayed, because we didn't know the Switch successor's name, and Avowed was delayed itself.
Right.
So bets that resolved at the end of March. Steve had Final Fantasy 16 is announced to be coming for Xbox and dropped $50 on 2-1 odds. I apologize, Steve.
Nope.
Did not come to fruition.
I would have taken that too, though.
I had Wiz makes it to Super Nintendo Entertainment System Switch Online, and you guys gave me 14-1 odds. I couldn't help but put $40 on it, just because, again, not realizing at that point how bad the Avowed bet is going to fuck me. So I don't get that. Andre, that during that time had Microsoft announce as a pro console and put $0 on it. So here's where we stand. Andre has $1,600.
Damn.
I am down to $120. Steve has already lost all of his money and is again down to $49.
Oh.
So
y'all are gonna...
Sometimes I like to do themes for the bets. And we've done like super long shot bets before. Tonight I've picked bets for each of us that I think are quite very reasonable to happen. Therefore, I've given you guys each only 2-1 odds. Steve, it was heavily rumored before the Switch 2 Direct that the Master Chief Collection was going to be announced to have a Switch 2 port. I've given you 2-1 odds that the Halo the Master Chief Collection does get announced to have a Switch 2 port by the end of September of this year. Announced, not released. And I think that will happen.
Man, I don't know why I'm hashing out his fucking question.
What do you think? Do you think that will happen, Andre?
It's tough.
I'm surprised we didn't hear more from them from the Direct, to be honest.
Summer Games Fest coming up, and
I have 49 right now.
49 fine time bucks.
And I have how long until basically
end of September? They have to announce it by end of September.
And okay, Kevin, $29.
Ooh,
$29. We locking it in?
We're
lock that in. $29.
I have respect for that, because I'm going to be honest. Once I seen how low I got, I was like, "Fuck, I got to be careful with my money, because these guys are probably going to pick something real shitty for me to play to get more money."
You're playing.
From where I'm sitting, there's Summer Game Fest. I'm sure Nintendo's going to do okay, the Switch 2 is out. Here's a direct of what's coming. I mean, I got a shot or two.
I think you got a good shot. The problem is at 2-1 odds, you have the opportunity to make $58, which will ever so slowly claw you out of the hole you've dug yourself. Andre.
Okay.
The Outer Worlds 2, when it was first announced, they announced it for a 2025 release date. And my first thought was like, I don't know. I don't see it happening. And as of now, it has a general 2025 release date. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that it gets pushed back to 2026. So by end of September, for 2-1 odds that they announce that the release date will get pushed back after 2025.
I don't think it's going to be pushed back, but that doesn't mean that I won't bet on it, because
You got $1,600 and you can flaunt your money in our faces?
Yeah. I can throw this money around for these fine time dollars. Throw them all around. Hey, I got money to spend. I really don't think that's going to happen, but I'll throw 100 at it. Why not? I'll be a trooper. How about that? $100. I'm locking it in.
Yeah, I mean, you can just throw around $100 all day long now, and it's not a problem. I feel like mine is the longest shot. Tales of the Shire, which I have publicly degraded on this show numerous times, is currently scheduled for July 2025. I am saying that I think it is likely it will wind up sitting under 50 on Metacritic.
I don't even think it's coming out in July, but that's not what the bet is.
50, Steve. Man, it. That's
under
a tough
50
one.
50 is a bad game.
Yeah, 50 is very low. Steve, what do you think?
You have to suck real hard to not make it to 50.
I don't know, man.
I think it will at least function. It won't be fun.
Placing it well above Gollum.
I mean, okay, Gollum has a 33, it looks like. And that's like one of the worst games in recent memory, and it's a 33. So, I don't know. What's a recent, like, really fucking terrible game that we could, like, use as a bait? Forspoken has a 64, and that's obviously not nearly as bad as Gollum, but it has a 64.
I think Tales of the Shire will be significantly worse than Forspoken.
Well, of course, yes. I'm trying to think of other, because, like, there's not a whole lot of games that come out that are really, truly that terrible anymore. So, Steve, I'm willing to give him. I think he should get 2-1 like the rest of us, honestly. I don't think he should go above that.
Yeah, let's say 2-1.
Yeah, we'll give you 2-1.
Oh, man, I thought you guys were going to give me a little juicier odds than 2-1.
It's tough because I mean I think it's very possible that can happen.
Okay, at 2-1,
we might also end up delaying this bet.
Yeah, and that's fine. If it gets delayed, we'll still just see where it winds up on Metacritic after whenever it comes out. I'll put $25 on it at 2-1. You guys are fucking cheap, though. I would have given me 4-1. I'm just saying.
Let's lock it in.
I didn't agree to lock it in. I was still debating that $25.
What do you want?
This is my game. Why are you running the lock it in button? This is horse shit.
We're locking it in.
Yeah, well, we just locked in it being horse shit.
Oh man. Okay, so you want to recap those real quick before we move on?
Ooh, I just closed the spreadsheet. Probably would have been smart.
You did this fucking last time too, and I'm leaving this in so everyone can know that you do this every time.
God damn it!
You do this every.
There's a simple clerical error. Okay, all right. We can cut the show in starting now. Recap. I would like on my own motivation, I would like to recap the bets that we just made, which I did not forget to do. Steve has put $29 on 2-1 odds of the Master Chief Collection being announced to have a Switch 2 port by end of September. Andre has flagrantly flaunted his money in our face with $100 on 2-1 odds for Outer Worlds 2 getting announced for release sometime in 2025, but getting pushed until 2026. And then I have got $25 on 2-1 odds of Tales of the Shire sitting under 50 on Metacritic.
Okay.
I'm okay with the 25. I will lock in my 25.
Oh, I already did that for you.
Well, now there's been consent.
No. I don't give a shit what you want.
Okay, can I close my spreadsheet, you fucking assholes?
Yes, you can. All right. You guys want to play a game? Let's play a game. We're all here. I want to play a game.
I don't like this game.
Well, you know what?
I'm already feeling frustrated about talking about pre-orders, and then you guys are mocking me about spreadsheets, and you already know I don't like this game because I don't operate well under pressure. So no.
Can I tell the people what the game is, please, before you fucking go off? We are going to play, it doesn't have a name because I never think of one, name all the things you can in 45 seconds. So, here's how the game works. For anyone who hasn't joined us for this before, I'm going to give the guys a prompt, and then they're going to name as many games as they can under that prompt in 45 seconds. There are a few rules, though, that I want to lay down, okay? Number one, you have to say the full name of the game for it to count. You can't say Mario 1. You have to say Super Mario Brothers, okay? No abbreviations, even very common abbreviations like GTA or PUBG. You gotta say Grand Theft Auto or Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, right? No abbreviations. I will probably let you slide on subtitles that I consider non-essential. Like, for instance, if you say Metroid Prime 4 instead of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, I'll let you have it. I don't think you need to say Beyond. But in general practice, you want to say as much as the name of the game as you can remember, okay? This also goes for, like, be very careful about stuff like, I don't know, Breath of the Wild. I mean, am I going to make you say Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? Probably, but, you know, just keep that in mind, okay? As much as a game as you can. Also, North American games only. Okay, not that we've really ran into that problem, but no imports for, you know, if I say name some Capcom Super Nintendo games, you can't say Mega Man and Bass. That didn't come out here. Okay, so games that only came out in North America. All right, you ready? I know Kevin is
Panic.
Yep, I know Kevin isn't ready. He's already.
I would like to go first. I was
going to let you go first. I was going to let you, since you're feeling very about, you know, a certain way about this.
I'm going to hyperventilate if I don't get this done quickly.
Okay, fine. You can go first. Steve, go in the soundproof booth. Go away. Cheese and crackers in there.
Unbelievable that for a show of our budget has a soundproof booth.
Yeah, I know. We're really high class on this. Okay. All right. I know I breathe. It's okay. I promise. You'll be fine. And I think, I always say this, I know, but I think you're going to do good. Okay? You're going to do really good. I promise. Maybe. All right. So let's put 45 seconds on the clock. Here's what I want you to do. In these 45 seconds, I want you to name games confirmed for Switch 2. All games confirmed for Switch 2, including Switch 2 editions. Okay? Ready? Go.
Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Cyberpunk 2077, Elden Ring. What was the other From Software game? Blood something. That's not going to count. Oh my god. The fucking the Kirby Racing. I say I don't work good under pressure.
Come on, you got it.
Deltarune chapters 1 through 4.
Okay.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Okay.
What else was there? I watched the presentation like 3 fucking nights ago.
That's it.
Okay.
All right, you got 6.
But I don't know what 6. Okay.
Yeah. Ain't bad. Okay. Do you think Steve will beat you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he does when he comes back right now from the soundproof booth. Steve.
Kevin, if you're going to eat all the pistachios, did you have to throw all the shells on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I have to, that's okay. We have people to sweep the soundproof booth. I mean, we're rich around here. You got money.
But now I got to stand in pistachios for 45 seconds. And that's going to throw me off my game.
I put the good Gruyere in there this time. I mean, come on, man. I could have put Laughing Cow like last time.
Laughing Cow is good stuff.
That's good stuff. No, there's nothing wrong with Laughing Cow. I am not a
when
snob.
when you don't keep the wax paper all over the floor. Like Kevin's a damn pig. I guess they don't have fresh kids.
I love how you call him you always manage to call him a pig every time we do this show about the soundproof booth. Anyway, okay, so Kevin got 6 of this prompt. Okay, so that's your score to beat. Panic. And so that's your score to beat, 6. Okay, so let's put 45 seconds on the clock for you. Steve, I want you to name games announced for Switch 2. Any games and all games announced for Switch 2, including Switch 2 editions, if you want. Okay? Ready? Go.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Civilization 7. Harry Potter. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have so many of these coming. Nintendo Switch welcome. Oh, my God. Now I can't do it. Fuck me sideways. Dragon Drive.
Okay. One more to win. Oh my fucking God. Wow. I don't think we've ever had a tie before.
I completely missed the Nintendo Switch 2 editions proviso.
I said that, buddy.
When I heard you telling him, I remembered you saying it, but it didn't fucking register whatsoever.
I don't know. I'm burnt out on allergies. I'm like, there's like,
okay, Steve, you didn't get Mario Kart World, so I'm just saying that should have been a gimme.
I'm like pre-gaming the Pokemon ZA next year with the Pokepals next year. I mean, there's stuff. Metroid Prime 4. Come on, how did I not name those? Huh?
We got to do another. I was just going to do that one category. We got to do another. We got to break this tie. I think we got to do something else.
I don't think my heart can handle it.
Oh, come on. Let's do one more, okay? Come on. The people love this.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Here's the thing. I only had this one plan, so I need to think of another topic, but I think I got it. It's something I've been thinking about. So give me just a second. Please hold, everybody. All right, guys, I have prepared our tiebreaker topic. Hopefully this breaks the tie this time. Steve, it is your right to go first. However, I want to give it to Kevin again, if you don't mind.
Fine.
Okay, go back in the soundproof booth.
Did you refill the snacks for him?
Yes.
I'm sure you didn't personally do it as the host.
Yeah. Well, no. Of course, we have people. Who do you think we are? Peasants who can't even. Come on, please. All right, Kevin. Let's try again. Let's put 45 seconds on the clock. In these 45 seconds, I want you to name Virtual Boy games. Virtual Boy games. North America, of course. Virtual Boy games. Okay. Ready? Go.
Jack Brothers, Mario Tennis, Mario Clash, Nestor's Funky Bowling, Wario Land. There's only 14 to pick from.
I believe so.
Was it Tetris or 3D? I'm saying Tetris and separately 3D Tetris.
Yes, 3D
Tetris. There was Galactic Pinball. What was the pinball one?
Got it.
Galactic Pinball?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's good. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay.
7.
I can
do that.
I 50% of all possible answers.
So he has this system, and he has all the games, and we know that. So do you think he's going to be able to recall them? Oh,
you know what?
Do you
I
he's
think
gonna beat
even if
7?
he gets, I think maybe he might get 8 or 9, but I'm not going to feel too bad about losing at 7.
Okay, that's good. You did good showing by you. Okay, Steve, back from the soundproof booth. Come back. Was the brie to your liking this time?
Look, I just figured I needed to cool off. I left this. I went to take a tinkle this time, not in the trash can like Kevin is wont to, but in the restroom, like a normal person.
Look, man, I don't look. If I got to pee and I'm in the soundproof booth, I'm using the I mean, sorry, I gotta go. When I gotta go, I gotta go.
Maybe Fine Time should fucking quit being cheap and get soundproof booths with bathrooms in them.
Oh, but the
shitty ass
flush
operation.
will. I know.
Sometimes it's good to take a little.
The flush is fine.
Okay, fine.
Sometimes it's good to take a little walk. Okay.
Okay, fine. We understand. Okay, Steve.
I was gonna wait till after the show, but I wasn't expecting a tiebreaker.
Well, hey, we gotta have a winner for the people. Hopefully, I don't have any more topics after this. Okay, this is the end of the show after this. So one of you better win or lose here. And Steve, the magic number is 7. That's how many Kevin got. 7. Okay. So let me put 45 seconds on the clock for you. In these 45 seconds, I want you to name Virtual Boy games. Virtual Boy games. North America, of course. Okay? Virtual Boy games. Ready? Go.
Mario Tennis, Tellero Boxer, Mario Clash, Golf, Jack Bros, Virtual Baseball, 3D Tetris.
You got it. That was 8.
That was 7, was it not? I was counting on my fingers and I hit 7. Just saying.
Okay, name one more.
Oh, come on. One more would be the Galactic Pinball.
Okay, there. That was definitely within 45 seconds.
After 45 seconds.
No, please. We didn't even go 20 seconds into that. That's enough show for today. Thanks for having fun with us. We will see you next time. Check the description of this podcast to find our links on social media, and Giant Bomb forever.
We'll catch you next time. This has been